This is a video about And the Glory of the Lord by Handel. It's aimed at those studying this work for Edexcel's GCSE music. Handel was born in 1685 in Hamburg in Germany. However, in 1712 he settled in London and became one of the most celebrated composers of the Baroque era. In 1741 he composed his most famous work, the oratorio Messiah, and it was first performed in Dublin on the 13th of April 1742. An oratorio is a musical work for choir, orchestra and soloists based on words and stories from the Bible. It has many similarities with opera, being comprised of operatic forms such as the recitative, aria and chorus. Unlike opera, however, there are no costumes or acting, and the subject matter is always sacred. Messiah tells the story of the birth, death and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and the glory of the Lord is the fourth movement of the whole work, and it's the first chorus. As this is a chorus, Handel divides the choir into the traditional four parts. From highest to lowest, these are soprano, alto, tenor and bass. The voices are accompanied by a traditional Baroque string orchestra consisting of violins, violas, cellos and double basses. The cellos and double basses play from the same part in the score, known as the basso continuo, but the double bass sounds an octave lower. In addition, in this recording you will hear an organ. Almost all Baroque music includes a keyboard instrument. The keyboard players improvised their parts from the basso continuo line. Whilst the instruments sometimes have their own section, known as a ritornello, for much of the time they are simply doubling the vocal parts. Let's now have a look at the music itself. Here you can see the opening bars of the piece. Notice that the viola uses the alto clef, so middle C is on the middle line. Notice also that the tenors sing from the treble clef, but transpose down an octave. The three sharps indicate that the piece is in A major. The meter is simple triple, and the tempo indication is allegro, meaning quick. All these factors contribute to the joyful mood of the piece. After a short instrumental introduction, the altos are the first voice to enter. The chorus is built on four musical ideas, each relating to a separate line of text. This first one outlines an A major triad in its first three notes, and finishes with a rising scale to the note A, thus clearly establishing the A major tonality. The word setting is syllabic, meaning there is only one note per syllable of text. Now let's hear it again. And the glory of the Lord. The defining features of the second theme are the descending sequence in the first two bars, and the melismatic setting of the word revealed, in which each syllable is sung over several notes. Let's hear it. The third idea is a repetitive motif consisting of a descending scalic pattern performed 3 times. Notice that the 3 ideas we have heard so far all use rhythms consisting mainly of crotchets and quavers. The final motif is a little different. This fourth and final idea is characterized by long, repeated notes. Handel uses a number of different choral textures in this piece. We're going to have a look at 5 of the main ones. These are monophony, homophony, imitative counterpoint, the use of 2 ideas together, and the doubling of parts. Here we can see the first alto entry at bar 11. Because the altos are the only voices singing here, we describe this as monophonic. Compare that with this section from bars 33 to 38. Here the 4 vocal parts are singing in block chords. We describe this type of texture as homophonic. Now look at this section from bar 17 onwards. The tenor entry is followed swiftly by the basses and then the sopranos. Each part is singing a very similar line. In other words, they are imitating each other, which is why we call this technique imitation. Finally, this extract from bar 51 can be used to demonstrate the last 2 techniques. You should be able to hear the tenors and basses doubling up on the line, "For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it." Meanwhile, the sopranos and altos are singing the melody associated with the words, "And all flesh shall see it together." Perhaps the most interesting rhythmic device used in this work is the hemiola. A hemiola occurs where 2 bars in triple time are written to sound like 3 bars in duple time. In Baroque music, hemiolas often occur as a preparation for a cadence, as is the case in the instrumental introduction here at bars 8 and 9. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Before we finish, we should make a few points about the harmony. Handel uses diatonic harmony, which means that he uses only notes from the scale of the key being used, and his chords tend to be root position or first inversion triads, sometimes decorated with suspensions. The work is mainly in A major, though there are sections in which he modulates to the related keys of E major and B major. Significantly, he does not modulate to a minor key, as this would conflict with the joyful mood or affection of the piece. We will finish by looking at the ending. It is quite dramatic for a number of reasons. Firstly, it is preceded by a grand pause. Secondly, the tempo is slowed down to adagio. Thirdly, the note values are made longer or augmented. Fourthly, the texture is homophonic. And finally, this is a plagal cadence, often known as the Amen cadence, and used as a grand finale in religious music.